Hey everybody, what's going on? So today I want to make a video specifically for beginners to address a question or a concern that most beginners will often express to me about what are some things that they should be legitimately investing their money and investing their time into if they want to get the greatest return on that investment in terms of reaching their results. And so I want to preface that this video is geared toward two types of people. And when I say the word beginner, I am more or less speaking about your training age. And by that I mean the sense of how long have you been doing this, not half-assing it. So to kind of put it into perspective, when I say a beginner, I could be talking about somebody that has anywhere from 12 to 18 months or less of training experience, or if you're somebody who's been training for 3, 4, 5 years and you haven't really made any progress in that 3, 4, 5 years, then that would be pretty evident that what you're doing isn't working. And so when you decide to flip the page, say you've been training for 3, 4, 5 years and you haven't really gotten any results, and that obviously upsets you, so you decide to turn the page, metaphorically speaking, and now start to really focus on this hobby or this sport to try and be able to get a lot of progress out of it for once, then this is going to be a video for you as well. So the fitness industry and the bodybuilding industry is very good at marketing things towards the people that are involved in the sport and trying to get people to spend money on things and try to convince you to buy things that they swear will help your performance, or they swear will help with your progress, or they'll help with your results or anything, when in reality it's just kind of a marketing scheme. And so I think in a world that's in an industry that's full of bullshit the majority of the time, I think it's really important to have people who will cut it to you straight and let you know like how things really are and what you should really be investing your time and investing your money into. And that's kind of one of the that's kind of the main, I guess, personality that I want to be on my channel and on my social media, is just the no bullshit guy, like the guy who just kind of tells you how it really is, and if you don't like it, then whatever. I mean, that's kind of how I am in real life anyways, so it just kind of translates over well to how to my clients and everything and my viewer base. Anyways, I don't want to get distracted, so first things first, let's talk about what most people and most beginners are investing their time and their money into, and why they should not be investing their time and their money into these things. So if you're watching this video and you are currently investing a lot of money or investing a lot of time in the things that I'm about to mention, then you should probably rethink what you're doing and try and get your priorities straight. So before we get into the things that you should be investing your money in, let's talk about the things that you should probably not be investing your money in, because they're really not going to help you, or they're really not going to invest. You're not going to get a lot of return on your investment for these things. So first things first, expensive gym clothing. I've never really understood this, and this is something that I personally feel, I guess you could say, pretty passionate about. I see people in gyms all the time who are wearing expensive Gymshark, Elf Elite, those kind of designer gym clothes brands, right? And for the record, I don't really follow that side of the industry as far as like the clothing and the designer stuff. So really, Gymshark and Elf Elite are the only two brands that I know. I'm sure there's tons more. But I see people that are investing money, and lots of money, because I've gone on these websites just purely out of curiosity to see how much these shirts and these joggers and all of these things cost, and it is ridiculous, like how much money these gym clothing brands cost, and how much money people are investing into getting these gym clothes. And you see people all the time that are wearing these clothes, and you can tell, one, by how they look, and two, by how they move about in the gym and how they execute their exercises, and how they go about their training session. And you can tell that they don't know what they're doing. And I'm not saying that to be harsh, or I'm not saying that to be mean, because there are a lot of people who clearly know what they're doing that still choose to wear the gym clothing brands, and that's fine. But if you're somebody who thinks that it's a necessity to have an Alpha Elite stringer, or a Gymshark stringer with the hottest new gym shoes and Alpha Elite joggers, whatever, then I think that you've got your priorities mixed up about the gym. I think that you're kind of viewing the gym as like a social environment type of thing, where it's kind of like school. I'm going to try and get this to focus better. Where it's kind of like school, or a party or something, where you want to fit in, and you want to be standout, and you want to have the latest and greatest trends. But I think that's a really bad area to be investing your time and your money in. I think investing your money into bullshit supplements, just supplements that are a complete waste of money. To understand kind of what I believe is a valuable supplement, I've made a whole supplement guide video on my channel that you guys can go and look at, and I'm going to be making more videos in the future about supplements, because that's something that I feel pretty passionate about, that a lot of people are kind of going wrong with, is the supplement industry. So if you're spending money on bullshit supplements, like, you really could be saving that money for things that are going to be more beneficial to you. Expensive lifting shoes, like squat shoes, lifting accessories like belts. Fuck, man, for crying out loud, like, I swear in every gym everybody's got a belt, and they're using the belts for things that they should not be using belts for. They're using belts for bicep curls, and they're using belts for shoulder presses. I'm going to try and move this and get this out of the light. I mean, I kind of talk about this on my Instagram a lot, but I think that belts, if you're a bodybuilder, a belt is kind of counterproductive to building your body. If you're doing a deadlift or you're doing a squat, like, your body has a transverse abdominis. It has spinal erectors for a reason. Like, you should train those muscles by not using a belt. Anyways, that's another topic for a different day. I don't really want to go into too much of a rant on that. So things like that. If you're investing your money in gym clothes and fancy squat shoes and belts and supplements and all those kinds of things, and you're just getting started, or you've been doing this for a while and you're not making progress, I think it's time that you start investing that money into things that will really give you progress. And that's what I'm going to go into now, is I think that there are 3 things that you should be investing your money into that will legitimately give you good progress and good results, and they will help take you closer to the goal that you're trying to reach. First things first is food, and good quality food. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go out and buy grass-fed beef and pasture raised eggs that are $6 a dozen and free range steroid free chicken or any of those things. But if you're spending your money on shitty protein bars and protein cookies and like protein pizzas and all of this weird shit that these companies are coming out with, and those things are part of your regular daily diet, I think you need to invest your money into real solid whole foods and get rid of some of those products that you're utilizing in your daily diet. Now those things have some merit when it comes to convenience, but as far as implementing those things into like a daily diet, I think that is an absolute waste, both of time and money, because those things like protein bars and these protein cookies and these protein pastry, pizza, whatever, they're ridiculously expensive. And more often than not, whole food is going to be cheaper than these things are. And it's going to be more nutrient dense. And it's going to digest better. And it's going to be more beneficial to your body. So it just makes sense to utilize whole foods here. Number 2, things that you should be investing your money in are legitimate beneficial supplements. So I just got done pretty much shitting on supplements, that a lot of supplements are not worth your money. But there are some supplements that are worth your money, and they will give you a good return on your investment. I'm not going to go too deep into what those supplements are on this video. I'm going to be making a follow-up video to this one specifically focusing on supplements for beginners, like what supplements beginners or people who are really trying to maximize their results should be investing their money in. And then everything else that's not on that list is complete bullshit. Well, I won't say bullshit, but the return on your investment that you'll be getting isn't really worth it as much as these supplements will be. So number 1 is food and good quality whole foods, not protein bars and protein pizza replacements. Number 2 is good, legitimate supplements that have lots of science backing them and will actually give you the most return on your investment and will actually do something for you. And number 3 would be investing your money into a good coach. Get some leadership. Get somebody who knows what they're doing. Now, this could be a PT at your gym, a personal trainer at your gym, or this could be an online coach. Now, there's a whole nother video that I can make on things to look for in a good coach and how to pick a good coach. And I'll probably make a video like that in the future going on how to pick a good coach. But for the sake of this video, if there's a PT at your gym that you trust and you know that he or she knows their shit and they can legitimately benefit you, then by all means invest in that PT and let that PT coach you and be coachable for that PT and learn from them and ask questions from them. At the same time, I say to be weary about PTs. While there are plenty of good personal trainers out there, trainers who legitimately know what they're talking about, there are a lot of people who have just gotten into personal training simply because they like working out. So fuck it, I'll just get a job where I can work out with people. And they don't really know what they're doing at its core when it comes to training and nutrition and those kinds of things. They get their information from incredible sources or uncredible sources on the internet and YouTube and things like that. But there are also plenty of other good PTs out there. If you don't really want to work with a PT, we're starting to see in today's fitness society that online coaching is very popular right now. Online coaches will be able to help you with your nutrition, and they'll be able to help you with your training programs. And good online coaches will constantly be in contact with their clients. They will constantly be in communication with their clients. How is training going? How is the diet going? They will communicate through video. They will communicate through pictures and stuff like that. So there are plenty of, just like as with PTs, there are plenty of good online coaches and plenty of bad online coaches. And you should be very wary and do your homework and do your research before you invest time and money into either an online coach or a PT. But make sure that the coach that you get knows what he or she is talking about, because the amount of money that you're going to spend on that coach compared to the amount of time that you're going to save by spinning your wheels and trying to do things on your own is going to be very much so worth the investment. I look back at myself personally, and probably the first 2 years or so that I was training, maybe even 2.5 to 3 years that I was training, I was just kind of spinning my wheels, and I was doing stupid exercises that I was seeing on Instagram and YouTube, and I was doing stupid training programs that I was doing on Instagram and YouTube, and I was eating and following stupid nutritional protocols that I was following on Instagram and YouTube. And I look back now, and if I had just invested some money into somebody who really knew what they were talking about, who could teach me how to do things and educate me as to why I'm doing what I'm doing, I probably could have made a lot more progress than what I did in those first 3 years. And I think that where I am now would be I would be a lot further ahead now than where I am. So yeah, guys, hopefully this video gives you some ideas of things that you should really be investing your time and your money into. If you are currently investing your time and your money into all the things that I mentioned before, the clothing, the shoes, the belts, the supplements, and you're honest with yourself and you know that you're really not making that much progress, then it's probably beneficial that you start to invest your money into things that really do matter. If you guys are interested in online coaching, I have my online coaching email in the description below. You can always comment on my videos. You can always follow and or send me a DM on Instagram, and I will be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.